when you're bloody having too much of a good time, you're comatose. So when do you actually be in control to control your own chi? When are you going to be your true commander instead of the false commander leads you astray? The false commander likes to party. It likes to go out. It likes going socializing. Then when does it come down to earth to become realistic to look after its own health? So now we've got consciousness, or your Shen is clear and bright and alert, but are you governed by your friends? Governed by your family?
Social expectations.
That's right, social expectations that lead you astray. Or your friend says, oh, let's go drinking, we only have a couple. They meet a couple more friends and they have a couple more. And before they know it, they meet some other people. From 2 becomes 8. And then you wonder why your Shen goes astray, or your consciousness goes astray. And then we'll say if you're a guy sitting at the bar, then you like dancing, next thing you've got a girl come to you. And then do you have social expectations too? And then you're led astray again. Then you wake up the next day and you say, who's this girl? Did you get that bad to bloody wake up? You don't know who you're going to bed with? Some people do. Not that often. Okay, so you've got to realise, is your Shen your commander, or you comatose the Shen so you can be led astray? So if you're led astray, you do what you want because you blame it onto something else. So then are you really the general or the commander of your own chi?
Part-time.
Part-time. Part-time soldier. The general says, I'm having time out because I'm having a good time. Then is that how your life is because you don't want to be accountable, because you know it's not quite right? But how else are you going to have a good time when you're always in control?
So that you can't accept who you are, so you escape by alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol, drugs, sex, doesn't matter. You could do it with food. I'm having a great time. You know how many people sit and watch TV and keep eating ice cream? Potato chips, fizzy drink, and they just sit there blobbing out. Not just one movie, not 2 movies. Oh, it's my day off. 3 or 4 movies and still eating plenty of ice cream. Or otherwise have a beer. I have a beer with my friends. Oh, we've got to watch the World Cup. Oh, come a couple of hours so we can have a few drinks first. Watch the World Cup. Do they go home then? No, we've got to have a few beers after because we're celebrating. From a 2-hour game becomes 6 hours of drinking. So is your Shen clear and bright and you're still alert?
No.
Then what is moderation to you to be in command? Or don't you want to moderate because you don't want to be accountable? Have you ever thought about it that way? If you've always been controlled, then a controlled environment you know you can limit yourself because you've always been told. But now you take the controls away and we allow you to be you. But if your programming is to break loose, a bit like the students come to Dunedin, always told always what to do, now their parents are gone, they run astray. But the majority still pass. So they must have the ability to study. So in one way it's just, but what could they achieve by moderating? So is your life moderating so you can develop your consciousness? Or don't you want to be accountable? Then you don't have to be aware of it.
So you don't want to feel it.
You don't want to feel getting better.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel the feelings so it doesn't disturb you mentally. And you don't want to know it because you can't do the things that can lead you astray, so you don't want to be accountable for it. Don't we have a good way of how to accept life so we can get away with things?
Yeah.
But eventually it will all catch up. There's always a concept called cause and effect, which will always come back to you. What you create, there'll be an effect later. Okay, so now we've did brain breathing. By drawing the 7 orifices to mid-brain, then we expanded and contracted. But then if you find your mind is leading astray, did you find when you breathed in too much, you went away too far? And then when you breathed out, it didn't quite come back to your mid-brain. I thought the whole exercise developed your mid-brain. So that's why I always said, don't expand too much. I used to do the trick of just using my head, and when I breathed in, and as soon as I could feel the pressure going to my head, just a little bit past my head, I just breathed out and pulled it back to mid-brain.
So it's just a small breath.
Yeah.
It's not a big breath.
It's only, I always said, sniff. It's almost like, and if you want to do it a slightly better way, you sniff by just the cleft of your nose, and you think of it as a channel going right up to through your third eye, through into your mid-brain, then breathe back out. And that'll make you focus deeper into your head. Can you feel the difference when you do it? Just sniff it in through your nose, into the mid-brain. See, there's another trick you can do. Remember, more tools for your toolbox. Okay, now, Shen is bright and alert, the chi. And because we have a body which transports the head, do you take care of your body? Is the body not part of the overall transportation of your life?
Yeah.
Then how is the chi of your body? Good, bad, or indifferent?
Pretty good. Could be good.
These days.
Do you understand? If your Shen is clear and bright, remember, when we've got a body, we have a heart. Do you have a heart that's loving and joyful? Okay?
Big question.
loving and joyful. Do you give yourself the permission to be loved? If you don't give yourself the permission to say, I like myself, how can you do the next phase of I love myself? And then a lot of religions say, you don't love yourself, you're meant to love others. But then, who loves you the most?
Should be you.
It should be yourself. So, then we go back to the simple question of, are you allowed to radiate the love of you? So, if you just stand there and open your heart, okay, so do you allow your heart to open, to be loving and joyful? And if there's no confirmation of yes in your head, then how are you going to get a yes in your heart when you've got to send the message to the heart to receive it, to open? Okay. No answer. Let's go to you. Yes, a little bit, 30% on the left hand side.